Hi guys, welcome to my channel In the Kitchen with Zena. I am Zena and what we're going to make today is tortilla soup. So I'm going to show you what type of chilies we're going to need to make the tortilla soup and the other ingredients and the techniques on how to make this soup. So let's get started. Now I'm going to show you how to make my chicken soup and a very light color broth. So I use celery. And this celery, as you can see, it's been in the refrigerator for maybe a week or two. I don't like to waste. So this is approximately how much I use, whatever I have left from the celery. And we're gonna be using the epazote leaves. Now, if you do not, I'm gonna put these in a pressure cooker. I have a small pressure cooker that I use, and if you do not have a pressure cooker, you can put your chicken with water, no salt. I don't use any salt at this point. You put some celery, and just like that, just make sure you take the rubber band off. Don't throw away. This is perfectly good celery to do soups with. You're not going to be using it in a salad, so you can use it to make broth. And then the epazote, which is going to give them flavor. Now I put the epazote on at the beginning because it's just going to give them a slight flavor to it. I don't want it to overpower the tortilla soup. I just want it to give a background flavor. So that's why I put it at the beginning. And if you're going to be using a pot, just put just a little bit of salt, not a lot, just a little bit. And you put the onions and you put the epazote and the celery, and it'll take approximately 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending. I mean, you get a medium low. So once the chicken is tender fork, take it out and reserve the broth, because that's what we're going to use to make the tortilla soup. So let me show you how I do my chicken broth. So what I put in the water, I put celery, and you can put as little or as much as you want. I like the flavor of celery. And I'm going to be putting this onion, and that's a quarter of an onion. And I will take the celery out of the chicken broth, but I will leave the onion because I can blend the onion along with the chilies once they're reconstituted. So here are the thighs that I'm going to put in there. And I'm also going to add some leaves, epazote leaves, to the broth, and they're going to be ready to be put in my, oh god, okay, here we go, in my little pressure cooker. Oh, it's hard to do it with one hand. Okay, so I put it, this is in warm water, so I kind of help the pressure cooker a little bit. So we're going to do that. We're going to close it. Okay. And then we're going to be doing soup. No. Chili. No. So let's do pressure cooker, and I will cook this for 12 minutes. Chicken is done. So I'm gonna take the chicken out. Yeah, it looks good. Nice, yummy. Okay, put them here. Let's get the other one. Oops. Sorry about that. And then let's get the other piece. Yeah. See, I put some epazote there. So it's going to give it a little flavor, not a lot, because if you put fresh herbs at the beginning of the cooking time, it'll give it a flavor, but it's not going to be a very strong flavor. So I'm going to take these out, and then I will come back and let you know how are we gonna start making the tortilla soup. Now that the chicken soup is done, I'm gonna show you the rest of the ingredients so we can make the tortilla soup. Okay, these are the ingredients. We're gonna have guajillo chilies, and this is how you write the name, guajillo. So these are the type you want. They're pliable, they're red, they're shiny, they smell good, and then they come in packages like this. So when you've seen these areas where they have the Mexican spices and chilies, these are the chilies that we're going to be using in different dishes that I'm going to be making. But they come like this, and there's different brand names. Just make sure that when you buy them, they're pliable and they're shiny like that. They're not with a lot of dust in them, and they're hard, because those are old and you don't want to get those. Now, the other chili that we're going to be using is called ancho. And this is a poblano chili, the ones that we use with stuff, cheese or meat, except that it's dry. So it gives a nice flavor to the soup. And again, look at it, it's shiny. Doesn't have a lot of dust, or any for that matter on this one. Or they come a little bit crinkled up like this. But that's what it is. It's a poblano chili, and it's called ancho. Now, the other one, if you want your soup to be spicy, I use my own brand named Chicote. They're smoked chilies. They're the poblano chilies. the chipotle chilies. And I make these. They don't have any preservatives. They do not have any fillers like any other type of chilies or tomato. It's just, the regular water, vinegar, and spices. With this one right here, that's one of my favorites. That's a garlic, so it has fresh garlic. But if obviously I sell my product locally, and if you can't find, you can use, if you want to use chipotle chilies to make it spicier, you're gonna find either the small ones or a little bit larger. You can see the difference. But again, you want to make sure that they're shiny. They're not with a lot of dust, because that means that it's old. Then there's another ingredient that we're going to use. This is called epazote. This is a weed. It grows wild. My dad is from Oklahoma and Kansas area, and he told me that this is called stinkweed in that area, and it grows wild. Very flavorful. It has well, he didn't particularly care. I guess they didn't care at that time, and my dad is in his 80s. I guess they didn't care for that smell, but it gives a lot of flavor and a lot of a very nice smell to the food. And we can use this. I use this epazote in many, many dishes also. So you're going to see that one being used in several of my dishes. You can also buy, if you can't find it fresh at your grocery store, you can always ask your store manager and see if they can bring some. It can be a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. Or you can buy this online. And the name of it is epazote. So that's good. Then we're going to be using chicken bouillon. You can use it cube or you can use it powdered. Then I have here a dozen of tortillas, and these I'm going to be cutting them thin, because I like thin strips of tortilla chips, if you want to call it chips. Then I'm going to use 3 thighs. I'm not particularly fond of the breast. It's just a little bit bland to me. So I'm using 3. This recipe is for 2-3 people. Then I make my own tomato sauce. I do because, like I said, I am sensitive to tomato. So I take the seeds and the skins off. And it also has helped me with my IBS. So I don't have a lot of problems because I like tomatoes. But once it's cooked and I take the seeds and the skin off the tomatoes, it made a world of a difference. So now I can eat tomatoes. Not as much, but I still can enjoy them. We're going to use salt. Now you're going to see some of this, you know, black. That's black salt from Hawaii. And this is a blend of salt that I use. So I do mix several salts. And I put them in a jar, in a big jar, like this one. That one has lemon rind, and it has thyme, and it has rosemary. And I leave it there, and I shake it ever so often so the flavors of the salt start blending. And it has, like I said, different types of salt. It has sea salt, a Himalayan salt, salt from Hawaii. It has gray salt. And I don't use the kosher salt because it has anti-caking. So now I'm going to show you how to hydrate these. I'm going to be putting these chilies in hot water. So what we're going to do is that we're going to hydrate those, and we're going to hydrate the ancho chili. So I'm going to put them there. And I'm going to start the water a little bit more. I'm going to put it hotter, warmer. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put my little weight. Put a little weight so they soak all the way. And I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to let it simmer there for, I don't know, 3-4 minutes while I'm frying the tortillas. And I'll be back in a few. So I have some tortillas here, and as you can see, they're very thin. I like them thin. I really do. So we're gonna have those, and I'm gonna fry these. Yep, it's ready. So I'll be here doing this, and once I'm done frying the tortillas, I'll take them out, and once the chicken is done, we will try to come and do everything together. So, oh yeah, there it is. Be careful not to splatter the water on the oil, because they're gonna have a lot of problems. Okay, you guys, see you later. Okay, I'm back. So now what I did is, from the cooked chicken, I didn't put any salt on the chicken. So I have the onion here. I put some minced garlic. I put a few more of the epazote leaves. And like I said, if you can't find it fresh, then go ahead and put at least a teaspoon of it in here. So what we're going to do is also, we're going to put the guajillo chilies. And then we're going to put the ancho chili in here. We're going to put about, this is a tablespoon of my chipotle smoked chilies. But if you do not have mine, which I would think that you can, just remember that you got to put these in water to reconstitute them. I didn't do it because I got my own brand, so I make my own. I will put some chicken bouillon, powdered chicken bouillon, and we're gonna put about half a teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to use the water where I soaked the chilies. So we put them all there because it has a lot of flavor. And then we're going to add some of my tomato sauce. Okay, that's about right. Then I'm gonna blend this and I'll be back in a few. I forgot to mention, we need to put some tortilla chips in here. So here are the tortilla chips. So let's put some in there. And what it does, it emulsifies the broth with the tomato, and it gives it a little bit of thickness to it. So, there you go. I'll be right back. Okay, so now everything is blended. So what we're gonna do, okay, we're gonna saute the tomato. So it gives it an extra layer of flavor. And I'm gonna oh yum, it is starting to smell wonderful. So you can see what stays in here is the skins and the seeds and the stem of the chilies. So you don't need to take them all off until you get to this stage. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use some of the chicken broth. I'm gonna close this. Okay, that looks good. Okie dokie. So we clean this. Okay. So we use every bit of it. Let's put this away in the sink. This one also goes into the sink. Make sure you throw that in the trash. You don't want to clog the pipes. Okay, so now you can see that is, let's see, let me see. Yep, oops, bubbling. So what we're going to do is going to put a little low heat because it's bubbling. Let's see, right there. And I have a little bit of tomato sauce here. Let's use that one. Okay, that's good. Smells good, looks good. Okay, so let's give it a try. Let's see if it needs some salt. No, it's perfect. Perfect. So what I need to do is put a little bit more with chicken broth. So you see how beautiful it looks. Now if you see that your broth starts separating from the tomato and the broth, what you can do is just get 1 cup, not warm, not hot, and blend it with some of your tortilla chips. And that will give you a thicker sauce like this one. It looks so good, tastes so good. So I'm gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna put the rest of it. So basically these are 4 cups of chicken broth. And we had 1 cup of the tomato sauce. Okay, there it is. So we had 1 cup of the tomato sauce. We had 4 cups of the chicken broth. Then we put in the little blender. We put some onion and garlic and the epazote, and we put some of the chicken bouillon in powder, and we put a little bit of salt. Then we blend all of that, we strained it, and we put it to saute. Once it was bubbling, then we added the chicken broth. So now I'm gonna let it simmer for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and then I'll come back and we're gonna put all the rest of the stuff together. We're gonna plate it. We're gonna use the chicken. We're gonna put the tortilla strips. We're going to add some crema and some cheese on top, and you're gonna see how wonderful it's gonna look. It's gonna be a great dish for you to serve to the family, and it's gonna be kind of like a meal too. It's not just soup, because you got to remember we're gonna put some chicken in it. So I will see you in a few. So we're gonna use the chicken, and we're gonna use all the other toppings for the soup. I'm so excited. I like tortilla soup. So let's put the camera, because like I said, I'm by myself, so I am trying to do this on my own. Okay, here it goes. So we have a plate, and get some of the sauce, the broth, or the tortilla soup. So I use 2 ladles. We have enough in there on the for 2 more people. So it rendered for 3 people. So we got the soup plated. So I'm gonna, okay, there we go. So we got that. And what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna get some of the chicken. And you can put as much chicken as you want, or not, if you don't want to eat it with chicken. I like it because it's, you know, it's just one meal, full meal, because it has the chicken, it has the broth. We're gonna put some of the tortilla chips so they're crispy, so you can put it like that. A tad more. They're crispy. So there you have it. Then I like to add, now this one here is queso ranchero. And what I do is I shred it and then put it on a plate and put it in the refrigerator. So that way it kind of dries up a little bit, and it just gives it a little different flavor to it. So let's put some queso ranchero. You can use queso fresco, you can use queso cotija. I found at the market queso ranchero, so that's what I did. Now, some people, this is not common, but some people like to add pork rinds, cracklings. So if you want to, just put, you know, as much as you want. Then avocado. Let's get some avocado in there. And I shuffle out some epazote, which basically I made it into ribbons. Cut it and made it into ribbons. That's what chiffonade means. So I'll put that there, a little bit more. Now, if you don't have epazote, or you do not like the flavor of epazote, you can use cilantro at the end. You chop it, put cilantro, and then we add some crema, Mexican crema. Now, if you can't find Mexican crema, okay, this one doesn't want to come out. Let's shake it. Yeah, okay. There you go. So you add crema. And there you have it. There you have it. You have a meal of tortilla soup with chicken. Yummy. Oh, I love it. So what did you think of my video, my friend? Did you like it? Would you like to make a comment? Then subscribe and share and like this video. Hit the bell, and when I have a new video, you will be alerted that I have it. So have a wonderful day, and thank you for being in the kitchen with me. I'm Zena, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.